Now when I'm doing the eye on this particular piece, as I'm doing the shading, I'm going to leave a little bit of a negative spot, a little empty skin tone area, and that's going to be my highlight. You know, when you're doing an eye, any particular eye, no matter what the piece is, eyes generally have a layer of shininess, a layer of wetness to them, and that's going to create some kind of a little reflection, a little highlight source in it. And although it is very, very simple and subtle, again, it's that little tiny little bit of attention to detail that's going to give you a much more realistic, a much more believable eye than if you were to just do just a simple, very basic shading in it. And as you can see, that was just a very quick, simple little technique there, and it makes a world of difference when you're doing that. Keeping a clean work area is going to make the difference between having a very well done, clean piece in the end and having a rushed through appearance when you're finished. So it's very important to pay attention to how often you're wiping and how often you keep the area clean. As you can see, I never work for more than a couple seconds at a time at any given time without stopping and wiping and checking my area to make sure that I'm still within my boundaries and still working in the same area I want to be working in, because once your needle touches the skin, it does create a puddle of ink. Even though it is relatively small, it does obscure your vision to a certain extent, and wiping and keeping a clean area to work on relatively often is going to make that difference. Now, wiping can also be a little irritating to the client because you're basically rubbing skin that's already been irritated and it's slightly damaged and sensitive. So there's really not much you can do to work around that other than making sure that your paper towels are well lubricated with green soap. It'll cool off the skin, clean it up, and kind of calm down the irritation that's going on when you're tattooing, which is a direct byproduct of tattooing somebody, is irritated, painful skin. So it serves two purposes. It calms down the irritation, cools it off, helps the client deal with it a little better, and it cleans off your area so you can see what you're doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and finish up these last little bits of my solid black ink that I'm working with. The next up will be my medium shade of gray, followed by the light shade. So again, I'm just going to finish up these last little spots, and then I will explain to you my next step when I get there.